You are live. So, hey everybody. I might be live, and I'm just gonna go and see. And I have to send you a link, don't I? Let's see. So we're live. We're on StreamYard. We're getting ready to go live actually in about 5 minutes. And so you've got your 5-minute warning. Go grab a cup of coffee, and we are just gonna play around here with a minute. Hey, Marty, say hi. Say hi. You're live.
Hey there. How are you guys?
We're gonna be over at the Sega booth and talking about VR Agent soon enough, right?
Looking forward to it.
About a half hour.
Yep.
All right.
We'll be there for sure.
How's the show been?
It's been fantastic. Probably the best turnout of this show I've seen in 5 or 6 years.
Awesome. All right. We'll see you in a few.
Thank you.
So there you go. This has been the best Amusement Expo in a long, long time. I'm just gonna copy Kylie here. So I might disappear for a minute. Don't worry. I will be back. Let's see. There we go. My mic should be on. Anyway, so yeah, we're playing with new technology. We're using StreamYard, and I'm using it live from my iPhone. And then Kylie's going to come in with her iPhone, and then we're going to have a dual camera setup. And so let's see. So we've got a team. And so now you actually will be able to have me on camera because I know you just want to see more Bob Cooney. But really we'll have the guests, we'll be able to interview them. And then if we have to do close-ups of product shots and stuff like that, Kylie will be zooming in, and you can see Kylie there. And so in case anybody's curious, she's hiding. She doesn't want to be on camera. In case anybody's curious about the tech setup that we're using, that's how we're doing it. So, all right, you're off the screen. And so here we go. Just quick look around behind me. It's the biggest Amusement Expo ever. The show floor sold out months in advance. The VR Arcade Game Summit, standing room only in some parts of it. And it was by far the best attended. Sponsors were sold out with one exception, the podcast sponsorship, which is kind of new. And we recorded professional audio recordings of all of the sessions. There were 9 sessions. We're going to be releasing those podcasts over the next couple of months. And if anybody's interested in sponsoring that content, reach out to me at bobc@bobcooney.com. I'd love to talk to you about that and how we can generate some, thought leadership and brand positioning and even lead gen for your virtual reality business. And so we're doing this before the show opens, by the way, because we want to be respectful of the exhibitors who spend a lot of money to exhibit their products here and be here. And so we thought we'd catch them before the show floor opens and be able to kind of bring this to the people who did not get a chance to come to the show. We know not everybody makes it to Amusement Expo. It's kind of at a weird time. It's during spring break for a lot of people. And so a lot of people don't actually get to come to the show, which is unfortunate because there's actually a lot of innovation that shows up here that doesn't make it to IAAPA. Sometimes companies bring prototype products to IAAPA and they're not quite finished. We're going to see one of those today from InnoWise. And they brought a second surprise product that nobody expected, like the Spanish Inquisition. So I think that, this is a great show to come to. Like the VR Summit is like a must-attend event if you're looking at virtual reality for your business. So if you're not here for that, I think you're crazy, but I might be biased. But even at on the expo floor, there's lots of new stuff that shows up at this show. And you're not going to be able to see it again until really Bowl Expo, probably in June, and not as many, especially on the virtual reality side. There's not that many VR companies go to Bowl Expo. So you might actually have to wait to IAAPA to see some of this, and a whole year goes by and you miss the innovation. So we're just wandering around the show floor while Kylie figures out where we're actually supposed to be. Trade shows, if you've ever done them, you know they can be quite disorienting. And
Especially when you can't read a map.
and this is giving me a chance to just ramble and give everybody an opportunity to say hello. By the way, I'm going to go back over comments. Feel free to drop your comments in. Now, if you're on Facebook, I believe that on the event, there's a little StreamYard link. And if you log in or click that link and give it permissions, give Facebook permissions for StreamYard, your comments will show up with your name in the comment sections. And then you can ask questions. And I'll pass your questions along to whoever we're talking to. And we'll try to get those answered for you live from the show floor. So I've just done a mile. We've gone an entire circle of the entire floor. And we should be ready for our first interview. Where are we going, Kylie?
Valo Motion.
Valo Motion. Now, Valo Motion, there's Eldad. So, Valo Motion, for those of you that don't know, won the brass. Hey, Brian, thanks for coming, man. Valo Motion won the Brass Ring Award at IAPA for Best New Product and for FECs, I believe. Is that right, Eldad?
Was AR/VR.
For AR/VR, which is a bit ironic, maybe. Say hi, Eldad.
Good morning.
It's a bit ironic because technically it's really not AR or VR, but you call it a mixed reality playground.
Correct.
Tell us what it is.
Well, Valo Arena was our third product after the Valo Climb, which is the augmented climbing, Valo Jump, the mixed reality jumping game. And we were trying to create an immersive experience for a group. So up to 6 people that can play at a time, but without any wearables nor attendance. And I think that was the point where most operators really like it, is the fact that less hassle, less issues with the operation, and straightforward, a lot of games.
Yeah, now a lot of you people might have seen this at IAPA, but what you didn't see is the new game. Now, you guys just announced a new game. It's a kind of player versus player direct competitive game.
Yes.
Can you tell us about it? And is there a video we might be able to see? And
I'm not sure we have the video here for the time being, but this is the first game that's it's toward more of a active player versus player. Minimum 2 players, obviously.
Yep.
And then whenever you get to the arena, you choose sides, 2 teams, blue and the red one. And then there are different levels when you fight each other with swords, with different sticks, with shields, and everything, again, without any wearables. So everything is completely virtual.
so how do you stop people from actually hitting each other if they're fighting with swords and shields and stuff?
Yeah, well, they're fighting virtually when they still have a lot of awareness of where they are. It took a lot of time to create a game which is really safe. In the very, very early stages, it was quite, as you might imagine, when people approach each other, they don't really think a lot.
Yeah.
But we created, in a way, a scenario where they have the 2 sides, and in order to approach each other, you need to walk on a bridge. And since you're in a bridge, you're confronting, and the bridge ends before you're getting to the next person.
Yeah, cool.
So it's truly something that's, even in VR, it's kind of like, okay, I know there's somebody in front of me, but can I not hit him?
Yeah, cool. So, and one of the things I like about this product is it's, you talk about innovation, right? I'm like, it doesn't use any headsets. It's using immersive technology and cameras and motion trackers and motion sensors to put people in a play space together, and they see each other. You see your real body on the screen, but you also see your friends next to you, and it's a much more social engagement than some people say VR is isolating, and especially when you're using avatars that are very cartoonish or not even human representations in the form of cartoons. It really gives you a sense of presence, of being with other people. And I think that's why people go out for entertainment right now.
Yeah, that's one of the purposes, is play together, be active. And also something that's, when you watch the game, it's still interesting because you see real people moving around, playing in this interactive playground. And in the end of the day, that's what we're looking at. We're coming from the active entertainment.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and bring the the Expo View camera on because we've got, this is really cool what you guys have done. There's Sven, and Sven's coming to us all the way from Finland. Sorry, one of those really cold, dark places in the winter. And Sven is live streaming in to the ValoMotion booth because setting up, these booths are very expensive to build if you want to actually build the product here. And so what ValoMotion is doing is they're live streaming the content into the trade show from their showroom in Finland. What time is it there, Sven? We don't have any volume. We're not
7 p.m.
We're not hearing him. It's 7 p.m. So it's well into the evening in Finland. And so Sven actually can go in and he can do demos for the patrons here at the show and show them exactly how the product works, which I find is a really efficient way. If you're an exhibitor, this is a really efficient way of showcasing a new product that's big and expensive to set up and transport around the world. And do it in a cost-effective way at a trade show. So there we go. Cool. How's the show been, Eldad?
Yeah, I think first of all, the VR Summit was really interesting. I think this year you got way more people participating and sharing ideas, sharing their experiences. So I feel it was really, really good. In terms of the Amusement Expo, yesterday was really good. It's a great opportunity to meet new people, but obviously a lot of existing customers coming, sharing, want to know what's new, when is the new game coming to my town. So really exciting, and we are excited for another day here.
What's the traffic been like on yesterday?
Most of the day was quite good. The last 2 hours were slower. So definitely, we know that Amusement Expo is not a Japan. We don't expect the same number of people, especially when you don't have the actual attraction. So all good.
But you feel like you're getting value?
Definitely.
Cool. Awesome. All right, cool. Thanks, Eldad.
Thank you very much.
Sven, bye. He's gone. What? Yeah. Bye, Sven. We love you. All right. So thanks, Eldad. All right, we're moving on. Where are we going next, Kylie? All right, we're going to go talk to Jan and Sergio at Virtuix.
Which is, I think, just around here.
Yep. All right. And so, look, the Valo Arena, it's relatively new product. It's really good for if you run like a trampoline park or a location with a gated admission and you can put that thing on free play and use it to upsell like higher level birthday parties and similar to the Spree Arena, same way to do it. Like, it's short-term games, high throughput, but it is really fully unattended. So it actually can work in an FEC. They've done a great job of working out the UX and the user experience, getting in, and you can sell it by the half hour. You can sell multiple games. It's got a really efficient operating system. And so it's definitely worth checking out. Now, we are here at the Virtuix booth, and I'm here with Sergio. Say hi, Sergio.
Hey, Bob. Hey, morning, everybody.
I'm not a professional cameraman, so I'm doing the best I can here.
Doing great.
And so tell us a little bit about what's new. Like everybody knows Omni Arena. Like I don't want to just do this. What's new? We're looking for innovation. What's the new stuff?
Sure. Well, just last month, we recently enabled the ability for FECs to feature the live national leaderboards for the tournaments onto their own website. So that means players can participate in these national tournaments and try to win thousands of dollars. Top place team every month wins $2,000. That's the prize pool. But now FECs can feature the leaderboards on their own website. In addition to their own local tournaments that they're hosting, can also feed the live leaderboards of their own local tournaments onto their website. So players can stay engaged with their position on the leaderboard and see if they lost their spot and get back in before the end of the contest.
Now, is that so? When you talk about local tournaments at the VR Summit, we had an hour-long engaging panel on running esports tournaments, which will be up as a podcast soon. How does that work? How does the local tournament get into the system?
It's actually pretty easy. We just need to know a few bits of info, which is the dates of the contest, the game they want to feature, and what prizes that the FEC is going to offer. We take it from there. We create a live leaderboard that goes on to the attraction as well as feeds into their website. And as long as the players are over 13, that's the only requirement for the team to participate, and that they sign in with a player account, that's it. After they play, their scores are added onto the leaderboard, and at the end of the contest, whoever's on the top of the leaderboard wins.
Why the 13-year-old age limit?
Well, for one, when we do these competitions, the prizes are distributed by PayPal if it's a cash prize. But also, we need their email so we can contact them. Now, as far as playing Omni Arena, there's no age limit to play. Just playing the game could be any age. The minimum height is 4 foot 2 inches. But for competitions, the minimum age is 13. That's all.
Okay, cool. So it's actually a competition prize disbursement issue.
Correct.
Are there rules that locations have to be aware of when they're thinking about running local tournaments and prizes for skill-based VR stuff?
Not necessarily rules. I would say just they need to understand that promotions and marketing are a big part of it. You can have a fantastic contest with prizes, but if nobody knows you're doing it, then what's the point? So we're actually helping sites to make it real easy for players to see how to participate. We're providing these promotional handouts and also just to post around the facility so people know all it's about is signing in with the player account and forming a team of up to 4 and playing the right game, and that's it.
Yeah, cool. So how many Omni Arenas in the world now?
As of this week, 71. As of next week, it'll be 72.
Okay.
In that country.
And how many of those are running tournaments, like actively? Do you have an idea?
Well, all of them are always involved in the national tournaments because that's built into the attraction. Yep. As far as local tournaments, I mean, they're on and off because they'll go for a week or a month or even longer. I'd say at any given time, between 5 and 10 sites are running their own local tournaments, but we're encouraging them to do so as often, and we help them to make it easy to do so.
Yeah, cool. Anything else you want to say?
No, just come check it out. We've got one in the K1 Speed here in Las Vegas, so it's only a 10-minute drive from the trade show.
Yep.
So go try it out.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Thanks, Sergio.
Thanks, Bob.
All right, man. Hey, wait. How's the show been?
It's been great. Great crowd. People are VR obviously is the next big category. So everyone's just looking for what's going to do the best at our site, and great operators, great vendors. So yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, how's the traffic been?
Better than previous years. It's been a busy show. We're a little bit in the back at in row 1300. So
behind a giant column.
Exactly. But that's okay.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Thanks a lot.
Thanks,
All right, we'll see you later. Yeah. All right, there you go. Virtuix Omni Arena, and there you go. You can see the map. There's the map. All right, so now we're going to Hero Zone. Now we got some people playing. Can I go ahead and let's go to the Expo Cam. We're going to Expo Cam. Bum. And there we go. You're going to get to see some people playing Hero Zone. Now, Hero Zone is one of my favorite newish products. It's really not new. They're in 180 locations. And when they told me that, it kind of blew me away. So it's the biggest free roam platform, I think, in the world as far as number of locations. A lot of those locations are in VR arcades because they really started with a software solution, really games as a service. So you download the software onto a laptop or a small computer. You buy some headsets. It automatically installs the software on the headsets, and you're kind of up and running. But now they've come out with a turnkey system. They launched this at IAPA London last year. For FECs that, are looking for something that's got a better sense of presence. And it's really cost effective. It's, I want to say, under $50,000, or right around $50,000. That gets you 6 Focus 3 headsets. You can buy additional headsets for $1,500 a piece, because I recommend, you always have a couple of spares. And they have 7 games. They're showcasing a new cooking game that they have here, which we're going to talk about. But I think the biggest innovation here in Hero Zone, and I write about this in the VR Arcade Guide, Buyer's Guide, which you can get at my website, is the Hero Zone Hangout. And the Hero Zone Hangout is kind of like a basement themed. Hey, Michelle, thanks for joining. Is a basement themed. Hold on. Let me get it. Can I get you to say that on a microphone? What was it?
Hey, Bob.
Hey, what's going on? What do you think, Derek?
That experience was awesome. Arcade level, that was incredible.
What did you like about it?
I like the fact that it was immersive. I like that it could warp through like some of the traditional video games that are out there. I mean, it was a great experience.
Yeah.
I mean, it's for such a small space. There's great value there with that game.
Yeah, cool.
So
Awesome.
It was fun. I mean, I had a good time. Like, I kicked your butt. I'm ready to go back and do it again. That was good stuff. I mean,
No.
That's an exciting game.
Show the screen. Show the screen.
That's a winner.
So that's the hangout. So that's where they are right now, right? So after the game, they go back into the hangout, right? And in the hangout, there's arcade games, there's a basketball game, there's a claw machine with a rubber ducky, and then they go to select which game they want to play next. You can see them playing the basketball game in there, and there's some beer and pizza that you can play around with, and there's a birthday party themed one of those rooms, and so they hang out in there in between games, and then they can vote. They see the leaderboard, and then they can vote. You can see him. He's shooting a sticky dart gun at them. And so I'm just going to show you. So this is social VR. This is what it's about. There's no structured gameplay here. It's a sandbox. You can choose what you want to do. You can kind of hang out in VR. And there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. It's the coolest feature I've seen in a new VR system, and I would love to see more of this, right? And so what they can do is you can sell a half hour of time or even an hour of time. There's 7 games. Players can go into that. They choose their game. They vote. They play the game. The game's 7 or 10 minutes. They come back out. They have some fun. They goof around. They decide to vote on the next game. Right? But I want you to see this. So Kylie's showing in the Expo Cam. You're seeing the in-game view, but this is the live view, right? And so she's playing a claw game, and he's got a bow and arrow, and he's shooting plunger arrows at things. And so that social nature, you get 4, 5, 6, 8 people in a space like that for a birthday party, and the birthday party room has party blowers and shit. And I'm sorry, I'm supposed to be talking to you guys, but I'm having so much fun watching them in the hangout. So,
hi, Bob.
Hey, Sebastian,
Hi,
how you
hi.
doing, man?
I'm doing fine, man. Having a great day.
Are you having fun?
Yeah, well, I mean, so early, we already have some players coming in, so
Yeah.
that's all we can ask for.
Yeah, cool. So what's tell us about the new. So you have a new game, the cooking game that
Well,
you're demoing.
What I can show you right now is
Yep.
we have the hangout room, which you just explained. We also have the birthday mode,
Yep.
which I can activate.
Yeah.
So the birthday mode is specifically designed for, obviously, birthday parties.
Yep.
So when you have someone's birthday, you can just activate the birthday mode.
And I did
It's
it. And
gonna-
there's like party blowers. I love the party blowers. It's one of my favorite
It's gonna
things.
pop up a cake, birthday cake. You can eat the cake, or you can throw the cake at your friend's face. So
So
just try-
food fights without a mess. How cool is that, right?
Yeah, indeed. So you want me to activate it, show it on the screen.
Let's let them keep playing. I don't want to
Okay,
disrupt them.
okay.
What's tell me about the new game too, the cooking
Well,
game. 'Cause
we have we launched 2 new games at this trade show.
2 new games.
Yeah, so we added our first escape room, so that's a big one for us.
Okay.
We've been working a long time on that one.
You built that in-house?
No, that's from a third-party company.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been working a long time towards growing our library with additional content like escape rooms as well.
Yep.
So we have the complete package. You have arcade games, you have PvP laser tag games, and now you also have escape rooms, which brings a complete bundle in a setup of just 20 by 20 feet.
How long does the escape room run?
It's 10 minutes as well.
It's a short
so all our experiences are 10 minutes. We try to cut them down to 10 minutes. So depends on the game and how good the players are, obviously, because some people take a longer time to.
Totally.
Yeah, so it's always between 9 minutes and 12 minutes.
Yeah.
An experience. Yeah.
And now we know Blaze at Fun Lab is a huge fan of the We Bare Bears cooking game, and she can't get that anymore. And
Okay.
she's looking for a cooking game. So hi,
Yeah.
Blaze. Hopefully you're going to get to see this. Tell us about the cooking game, because I'm actually really excited about that. That collaborative social gaming
Yeah.
style.
Yeah. So cooking game is also a new addition from today on. So it's going to be available from next week going
Yep.
forward. It's also third-party content game. It comes from the same team that created the Cops vs. Robbers game.
Yep.
So it's a great development team as well. So it's our first game that has no guns next to the escape room, obviously, which doesn't have guns as well. So we just try to be as versatile as possible. Everyone likes cooking games, and we think it's an amazing addition to our library.
And how many players can play that?
6
How big's the kitchen?
6 players as well.
Okay, yeah.
Everything is 6-player based.
Now you've told me that some locations push the envelope on the number of players, and they'll go as many as 8 if they have more room. Are
Yeah.
there any games that have physical limitations to the play, or can you throw too many cooks in the kitchen?
Honestly, that's a good question. We haven't tried that one with 8 players. We know all our native games can be played. There's no technical limitation to add additional players, so we have locations we even add 10 players.
Yeah.
Which is, we think, maybe a bit too much, but who knows if you can do it, and that it's fun to do. That's fine for us. The cooking game we haven't tried yet with more than 6 players, but it should be fine as well.
Awesome.
Yeah,
cool. So how's first time at Amusement Expo? How's the show been?
Great, amazing. I mean, we were a bit surprised because it's a small trade show. It's the first time for us. We had no idea it was going to be so hectic. The first day was like, amazing stuff for us, honestly. We had better reactions than IAPA, for instance. You have really serious buyers as well. So yeah, amazing. Overall, we'll definitely be coming back.
Yeah, cool. And how was the VR Summit for you guys?
Yeah, interesting. It's really great. Yeah, some interesting speakers, really great panels as well. So loved everything from start to finish.
Cool. Yeah, really appreciate you guys making a long journey from Belgium.
Yeah, it's been a long way. I mean, we come all the way from Dubai deal show to Las Vegas. So yeah, it's been a few hectic weeks.
Yeah, cool.
Indeed, yeah.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on a great show, great
Thank
product. I'm in love with it, and we're gonna have more from Hero Zone and from the Amusement Expo. These guys are just getting started with a new game. I'll kind of show you up there. That's what's happening. Kylie's got the Expo Cam, so you can kind of see the game that they're playing. What game is this?
It's Arrowsong.
Arrowsong
is an archery game.
Is this your most popular game? No,
the head game, the zombie game, is still the most popular one, but this one comes in second.
Yeah. So and zombie games always the most popular. Gotta love the zombie games. Cool. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, team. We'll see you later. All right. So that's Hero Zone. Let's go ahead and how far? We're gonna go over to Hollowgate. We're gonna turn off the Expo Cam. I think you can turn off the Expo Cam. Can you? Maybe not. All right. Yeah. Let me go ahead and still learning how to use this. Guests, Expo View, remove from screen. There we go. All right. So. Hey, Kevin, that's awesome. I love people coming together from former workplaces. Kevin and Michelle worked while I was there at Buzz Time, the San Diego crew, and we're heading over to Hollowgate now. How are we doing on time? Are we reasonably on time? Like a Swiss train or German train? How are the German trains? Are they pretty? Not as good anymore. So let's go ahead and get Expo Cam back on. And all right, so we're here at Hollowgate, and I'm here with Life. So
Hey guys.
So Life, let's start with how has the show been? You've been to the show quite a few times. This is not your first expo,
Yeah,
right?
the company has been here quite a few times. This is actually my first time here. I don't know why I always missed it. But no, it's been phenomenal. It's actually a really good turnout, so it's very busy. So very good show.
Yeah, so a couple of people have said the traffic's been better, for them it's been better than IAPA, which I find hard to believe.
I think it's the quality of the clients. So, I mean, IAPA has a lot of tourists or people that like to play cool stuff. And so here it's really quality customers. So it's great.
Yeah, cool, awesome. And so big news. We're talking about the new stuff. We got to talk about Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Ghostbusters Academy, and maybe we can talk about birthday parties.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, good cue. So Ghostbusters VR Academy. We just launched this on Monday to our 450 plus locations in the world. And so, it's a phenomenal experience. We got to demo it at IAPA in Orlando, and that was just a demo. Now the game is fully finished. So we rolled it out. People love it. It's really exciting. I think it's a perfect IP for VR and for multiplayer VR. And it's so big. And I mean, it's been around for such a long time, and it's so compatible with so many people, families, all ages, and I think it's a really great IP for this space, and for this attraction.
Before we get to the birthday party, Kylie's showing Expo Cam. We've got Tower Tag on there, so you brought Tower Tag. Let's talk about that too, and then we'll circle back to the birthday parties.
So I mean, Tower Tag is in the background. Should we move over?
She's showing it.
Oh, okay.
We got dual cam.
Oh, wow. That's really crazy, isn't it? Technology. Yeah. So Tower Tag. So we have a really cool version of Tower Tag, and we brought this to this space here. So it's a turnkey system. It works on the Vive Focus 3. So it can be 4-player or 8-player. It's got towers as haptic elements, so you can touch the towers. It's a VR laser tag game, multiplayer, competitive, super fun, super high replay value, and it's just really a great game that you have to experience.
Yeah, cool. And so we were at the VR Summit. We were talking about using IP as an FEC owner, because you're delivering one of the biggest movie IPs of the year directly to FECs, 400 FECs around the world. And we talked about how do you leverage that IP and not get in trouble, because you can overutilize, you can get out over your skis sometimes using it without authorization. We talked about could you do Ghostbusters birthday parties, and tell us what happened.
Yeah, so I mean, Sony basically the IP, FECs and our customers, they can utilize the IP to, of course, promote, their entertainment venues, and also run things like Ghostbusters parties for Halloween or birthday parties, theme parties. And so, of course, this in conjunction with the game, it's a huge thing. So this is really, really great. So,
yeah, and you're gonna be putting together like a list of authorized products that they can buy.
Yeah, we already got that. So
wow, that was fast.
We'll put that. So we'll put that on our blog on the website at hologate.com, and we'll also have it on the newsletter. So if you don't have the newsletter, follow us, get a sign up for the newsletter on our webpage. And then we'll send out that info in probably in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, cool. So now all of a sudden you've got a Hologate, you get the Ghostbusters game, and now all of a sudden you can promote and bundle Hologate Ghostbusters Academy games into a premium birthday party package that's Ghostbusters themed, with Ghostbusters plates, I assume, and whatever. And now all of a sudden you can offer that for the rest of the year, leading up to the movie coming out. And Sony's gonna be spending a lot of money promoting Ghostbusters this year. When's the movie drop?
I think 23rd of December, so just shortly before Christmas is perfect. And they're shooting it in London, and actually the cast, they went to play at Gravity in London just last weekend. We posted that, and there's so many Ghostbusters fan clubs and fans out there, and they're all going crazy about it. So tap into the local Ghostbusters fan club. You could do Ghostbusters meetups. There's so many things you can do with this thing, and the thing that Life has done that no one, to my knowledge, has done yet, I really think this is an industry first, is brought us a major IP 6 months before the movie launches, so you actually get to leverage the production and marketing cycle of the movie. And I just can't tell you how impressed I am with what you guys have pulled off. Next level. All right, cool. Thanks, Life. Have a great show. Bob. Yeah, thank you. So Ghostbusters Academy, it's in 2 forms. It's for the Hologate. We didn't talk about the Blitz. Blitz is a relatively new product, but it's a premium driving simulator. It's a 6-stop simulator, and you get to drive the experimental Ecto 1. It's like a flying Ecto. And they're actually, I don't know this for sure, but I think they're going to put that in the movie. And so now all of a sudden, if you have the Blitz, you could actually give people a glimpse of what's coming in the movie before it actually happens. And so now we're watching Tower Tag. Now that's Philip on the left. Philip is the founder of Tower Tag. Tower Tag is it's kind of like, it is really VR laser tag. It's not free roam, but it is wireless. And so what you have to do is you have to stay on these pads, and you use the towers for shelter. And then you can teleport between towers. And I'll see if I can show this so you can kind of see what the arena looks like, right? And so the arena is this big expansive arena, and you shoot like a grappling hook to the next tower, and you pull yourself across the tower. So you get this sense of being in this big expansive play space with total control over your agency. There's no motion sickness whatsoever. It's buttery smooth. Even in 2017 when I played it, it was buttery smooth. And then you play, and it's a team-based competitive PvP game, and they have an esports system wrapped around it. And it's super compact. You can do 4-on-4. You can do 8 of these pods in about 1,000 square feet. And you can run it with one attendant. It's running on wireless. They've got haptic vests. It's a really great system. And I've been, waiting for this to show up as a turnkey product for our industry since I saw it in 2017, and it's finally here. And so I'm a huge fan. If you've got a really good laser tag business, this is a way to augment that. In 1,000 square feet, you can get an 8-player tower tag system. I don't know what it costs, but all in Focus 3s, those towers are beautiful. My guess is, let's find out what it costs. Let's go check in with Life and see what the hey, Life, just real quick, what's the cost on the tower tag on the setup? If you want to go 8 players, if you want to go all in, what's the tower tag So
cost?
you get you the specialist here, David Torres.
All right, my man David. My man David, he's going to put his sport jacket on because he thinks we're formal here. My favorite,
Now you have to perform.
my favorite Marine, he's got his monkey suit on. Dave Torres, say
Hey
hi.
guys,
Actually,
how's everyone doing?
Michelle Quillen's watching.
Hey Michelle,
And
what's
Kevin
up, girl?
Bedard's on here.
What's happening? What's happening?
So, Tower Tag, just let's talk price and configuration. You can do it up to 8 players,
Up
right?
to 8 players, correct, in about 400 square feet.
You can do 8 players in 400 square
Correct,
feet?
yes.
That's crazy.
Yes.
And what's it cost?
It's the 8-player system is right about 82,000.
Okay. Wow. And and you can do a 4-player system?
4-player is just under 200 square feet, and you're looking at about 54,000.
Yeah.
On that one there.
Look, if you could do 8 players in 400 square feet
It's amazing.
for under $100,000, like that's a no-brainer to me.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Why not? Let's
Yeah.
talk.
Now I know it's a relatively new product. You showed it for the first time at IAPA. I know we're going to go. Are there any in the field yet?
That we're just starting to deploy them the beginning of April timeframe, so they will be hitting the showroom floors, the arena floors, pretty darn quick.
All right, cool. So I'll check back with them. We'll get you the information about how the performance is when they first launch. And but it's an exciting product. You guys should definitely check it out. Thanks,
Appreciate it. Thanks,
buddy.
guys.
All right, man. All right, we're off. We're going. All right, so let's go ahead and turn off the Expo cam. I'm going to leave the Expo cam on, Kylie. Is that okay? Do you know where we're going? All right, we're going to go. We got the Expo cam running. So that was Hologate. They're bringing an awful lot of innovation into this industry. And, they're fully embracing the Focus 3. They're embracing Wi-Fi 6, 6E streaming. And they've got some new hyper reality stuff coming too, which we'll probably get to later this year. So we are at Relix here with Michael. Michael, how you doing, buddy?
Hello, everybody. Good. How are you, Billy? Good to see you.
It's good to see you too. First, let's start with how has Amusement Expo been for you guys?
Being really good, a really busy booth so far. Yesterday was a really busy time for us. We have a lot of buzz regarding our debuting the bubble coaster, so it's doing pretty well.
Yeah,
doing pretty good.
You guys have come a long way. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, and with your help, obviously.
So, look, I think let's talk about the bubble coaster. Now, this is a partnership. So talk about the bubble coaster, talk about the partnership.
Yes.
And what is it?
Yeah, we partner with Andamiro USA. So the bubble coaster shares the same well-known Relix coaster cabinet, and the technology hardware are the same, so it's pretty reliable. But we have the famous IP, that's the SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Still, it's doing very well. We have 3 rides. There is a vibration and wind system feedback. The machine doesn't move, so we don't need to worry about all the mechanics to break off, and it is interactive. So kids, when they are playing, they can pop bubbles that convert to points, and our goal with this machine is those points be converted by tickets, so we'll be a redemption machine.
Awesome. That's a new trend we're seeing this year. We've talked about it for a long time, but we're starting to see redemption-enabled virtual reality as people get more comfortable with VR for younger kids. How are you doing? Is it using hand tracking with the Quest? Is that how you're doing
Quest 2,
it?
yes. The Quest 2, for us at least, we are working with the 3 different headsets right now. We have a Focus 3 working on the machine, Pico 4, and we have the Meta Quest 2. So far, this one is proving it's very good. Kids are enjoying. They are having no problems regarding tracking, even with the low light. We were a little bit worried about that, but now it's doing fantastic. So when you see kids playing, doing the points on the screen, they're working pretty well. It's very satisfactory.
Yeah. Cool. And so price point for this, it's really value price compared to other simulators.
Exactly.
On the market,
Especially,
right?
The machine is very compact, as you can see. Like it doesn't have a lot of footprint, so it's easy to move. We can disassemble, and in comparison with the other big guys, I mean, the price point is very competitive. I think that they are running around 24,000.
Yeah. I talked to Nick Montano at Andamiro, and he said it's going to be in the low end of 20s. Of the 20,000.
Yes, especially when you get to the deals with the distributors. Yeah, you can get those prices. Yeah.
And so what's the and then how many of the not SpongeBob is new, but you've had Relix Coaster now in the market for a long time. How many are in the world?
We are in around 30 countries worldwide, and I believe that we reached recently our 1,000 license. So I believe we already built 1,000 units. I would say a couple of hundreds in the United States. We are since 2017 in the US, but we have in Australia, we have in Europe, we have Central America. So it's we have a couple of machines out there.
Yeah. So look, the Relix Coaster, the first time I saw it was probably in 2017, I think, right?
Exactly, yes.
And, and I called it the Typhoon in VR, right? And I actually, I've told Triotech, I don't know why instead of the Storm, they didn't just, do their own version of the Typhoon in VR. That was a missed opportunity for those guys. I think they see that now. But yeah, I think this product is solid state. There's not a lot of moving parts. It's got a butt kicker. It's got a fan. It's got a computer. I think the biggest challenge, the biggest thing I've been concerned about are the headsets. But you got 1,000 of them in the field. I'm guessing you've kind of managed that the best you can.
It's been a long way since we are working to minimize all the issues, because the weakest point on any VR machine obviously is the headsets. One thing that we do about this machine, we send a third headset. So when the customer are busy, when they're like on a Saturday night, it's kind of hard to manage troubleshooting. It's easy to swap. So customer just remove the bad headset, replace the owner, then we can quick setup, machine is running. So the downtime of this machine is very low.
Do you recommend operators stock spares of headsets and cables?
We'd like to use the Meta because, in comparison with the wire, like a fancy headsets, they're more affordable. So we send an extra with this one, but also the customer can buy a fourth or even fifth.
But what about the cables? They have to get the cables from
when
you, right?
when we ship the headset to the customer, it's already harness, frame, and everything.
Okay, but if they buy the headset, if they have to replace the headset, the cable is actually the part that fails the most, not the headset.
Usually, the headset is like, especially when we have a C type of this headset is really. Since we started work with the Meta Quest 2, we never had any issue with the port, the connector. But with the cable, that's correct. So what we provide for the customer to be a little bit easier to manage is we send the whole thing together.
Gotcha.
So they don't need to unscrew.
Got it. Yeah, that's smart. Okay, cool, awesome. Michael, congratulations. And so did you get a chance to go to the VR Summit?
Not
too busy setting up.
Yeah, they took too long to drop off our units, so we spent the whole day here working. So we missed that.
Well, congratulations on a great
much.
Product launch. I think it's exciting. The SpongeBob's a great license. The price point's great. And Amero is a great partner.
Exactly. Yeah, we're really happy with that. That's coming along. So we're pretty excited for what the next steps are.
Yeah, cool.
Coming.
Awesome. Thanks a
Okay,
lot.
thank you very much, guys.
All right, that's the SpongeBob bubble coaster from Andamiro, and we're gonna turn off the. We're heading over now to VR Cave. I'm gonna switch hands because my arm's getting tired. And so, hi Nonzo. I'm not sure who that message is for, but if that was for me or for Michael, either way, you can send me a private message on Facebook through Messenger, and I'll if it's for me, I can pass it along to Relix. If it's not for me, and if it is, we'll have a conversation. And so now we're coming over to VR Cave. Now VR Cave is a new exhibitor at Amusement Expo. I think this is their first time here. And it's VR escape rooms. And this one's going to be fascinating. We're going to go put Expo Cam back on. And let's see, boom, add to stream. There we go. We got our Expo Cam running. Thank you, Kylie. And I'm here.
Hello.
With Ryan. Let's
Hi.
get the camera angle. I'm still a novice at this. So Ryan, VR Cave.
Yes.
What do you guys do?
We do VR escape rooms. We're basically all in on those. We got 7 full rooms, 45 minutes each. Mix of puzzles and action. Really brings a group of people together as a team, or brings them together and you see personality conflicts. Either way.
Either way, there's fun and excitement.
Oh, there is. Yeah.
So so you guys are another, like Hero Zone. You guys are like one of the biggest companies that a lot of people just haven't heard of. How many locations are you in now?
We are in over 170 now. We were at 96 on just last year. So we've really been able to come back from the pandemic and help the industry get going again.
What's driving the growth, do you think?
It's driving the growth. People are interested in VR. Still a lot of first timers is what we hear from our partners. A lot of people will come back and do the games again and again. I think it's just so fun. You put it on and you're in a different world.
Yeah. cool. And so let's talk a little bit about the solution. I think Kylie's showing it there, but you use all-in-one headsets, right? And you're compatible with what headsets can operators choose?
You choose our main two right now. The biggest one's the Vive Focus 3, which we have on in the back there. And we also support the Meta Quest 2. We have a lot of people using that as well. Yep. We do still support the Vive Pros, the backpacks, but those are dwindling. We're definitely moving on to the wireless.
Hard to get parts for backpack PCs now. And how many different games do you have?
7 VR escape rooms, and then we also have one kind of kids action game that you can kind of fill some time up with. We do have a VR haunted house, but it's not available on all headsets, unfortunately.
Now, a lot of the early VR escape room stuff wasn't very puzzly. It was more adventure-like. So talk a little bit about your games and how do you position them in the marketplace compared to a standard, lock and key or physical escape room?
Yeah, so still love physical escape rooms myself. I do them all the time. But what we try to do with the VR is get that same puzzle-solving experience in a 15 by 18 space. So you're free roam, you're walking around with your friends, you can see them. What we want to do is use the VR to do stuff you can't do in a physical escape room. So right now, these guys are on a moving train behind me, and they can see out the window, they can see the scenery going by. They're actually smelting metals in this room. So they're taking items in the world, they're putting them in a smelting machine, getting metal out, and then making different items to solve puzzles. So that one's pretty difficult to do in real life, for instance.
And that's the beauty of VR. Like, where VR shines is in getting people to do things that they can't do in real life. But the very first VR cave game I played, and I think it was at IAPA, it might have been as far back as 2017 or 2018, was your, with Backpack PCs, was the space station game.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I know that's one of your older games, so it's probably not the thing you showcase. But talk about it.
Yeah. No, I actually love to talk about that one. That one's called Space Station Tiberia, and that was our first VR escape room. The really cool thing about that is, in terms of like doing something you can't do, is you look below you and there's the Earth, and you basically you're not trying to like literally escape. You're trying to save the world in this one. There's a massive asteroid coming. The space station is out of order. You got to fix it. And in the final stage, you're on the space station deck. Space is above you. You see the asteroid getting bigger and bigger and bigger as time goes on. And the really cool thing about this room actually is because it was one of our first, we've learned a lot since then. So this year, in the next month or two, we're actually releasing an expansion to that. So we're boosting that thing up to the full 45 minutes with a whole new section at the beginning where you're going to fly a spaceship to arrive there in the first place.
That's amazing. And the thing that I remember about, now I've done a lot of VR, guys. I've forgotten a lot of the VR that I've done. And this one was really memorable because the sense of camaraderie and teamwork that was required was really, really palpable. And then, but we had to throw things to each other in zero gravity, and the physics were good. The way your hands grabbed the objects, they weren't bouncing off my thumbs like a lot of the VR systems in the past. And so you guys have done a really good job mimicking physics and making the games usable and easy. And I really appreciate that.
Yeah, well, that's one of our core things. We want these things to be as accessible as possible for the operator and for the player. So that's why we stick to just the headsets and the controllers, so that it's easy to buy and maintain. And then as the player, you come in, if you've never done it before, you put the headset on, you have the 2 hand controllers, there's nothing else. So it's very intuitive. You just see your hands there. Everyone from a kid to 80s can do it with no problem.
Yeah, cool. How's the show been?
It's been really good. So busy yesterday, and we're expecting a whole lot more today for sure. Yeah.
And this is your first Amusement Expo?
It's our first Amusement Expo, yes.
You think you'll be back?
I certainly hope so. It's been a blast.
Yeah, cool. And how's it compared to IAPA for you? Because you just did IAPA, and a lot of companies do both.
So we weren't there as a booth at IAPA, although I did go as an attendee, so I checked a lot of stuff out and got a good feel for it. I believe we were at IAPA a few years ago, like you said, 17 or 18 before the pandemic. Yeah. And I know we got some really good results for that. We had a great time. We met people, networked, and learned a lot about the VR too.
What's brought you back to trade shows? So you did it early, and it sounds like you've kind of took a different route to growth, but you were really successful.
We kind of took a break on the trade shows during the COVID pandemic, and we were just waiting for the right moment to get back to it.
Yeah.
And maybe we're a little late going again, but we're happy we're here now.
Yeah, cool, awesome. Did you get a chance to do any of the VR Summit?
Thanks to you, I was there as a speaker. I had a great time there, and I had some of the other was there for some of the other talks as well. And then I wasn't there for the second day mostly, but our guy Jeremy was. He said some super good talks.
Were you as a sponsor of that event? Did you get any value out of that? What was the?
Oh yeah,
how do you feel about it?
Even just from the other panelists when I was on, I got a lot from those guys and the talk before, and I think I was there for one of the ones afterwards. And Jeremy in particular was saying he learned more then than he has in any other event. Yeah, even IAPA.
Yeah, awesome. Well, we really appreciate your support. We appreciate you being here. And yeah, congratulations on the success, and we want to
you.
see it continue. It's
Yeah.
really good.
Awesome.
Cool. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
All right, that's VR Cave free roam, compact free roam escape rooms, featuring the Focus 3. It's super affordable. You have one room, like everybody's got 300 square feet laying around somewhere, right? And you can put, and now you got 7-8 escape rooms in a closet essentially, where you're probably storing a bunch of like old mattresses and boxes. So you should definitely check that out. I was dubious about VR escape rooms in the early days, but I really feel like the game design, the escape room design has come a long way. And even escape room players now are finding that they're attractive and they're liking it and they're getting crossover. So yeah, it's worth looking at. So now we are here at the Innowise booth. And we've got Expo Cam. Let me get out of the way of Expo Cam. And so this is Cubix. This is one of the most exciting new products. And you know, the thing that I find interesting about this is it's using VR technology. So it's using Vive controllers and Lighthouse trackers. But there's no headsets, right? So it's not using VR headsets. There's no cables. There's no wearables. Operators, you know, it's unattended. Players pick up a controller and they're in the game. And it's one of the things that we had dinner with these guys last night. Thanks for a great dinner, by the way.
Thank you as well, Bob.
Really
and
appreciate
hello,
it.
everyone. Very nice to
This is
see you all.
Stefan, and these guys have come all the way from Romania to show this product. And let's start with the show. How has this been? How's the Amusement Expo been for you guys? The first time, not a first time exhibit, a first time with this product.
It's the first time that we bring Cubix, the one that you see there on the left or on the right, at the Amusement Expo show. And funny enough, Cubix was officially released at IAAPA. It came as an answer on our side on the need that operators have for unattended, highly immersive, and extremely frictionless products in the current market. And this is what we developed: the 6-player unattended attraction that only needs 10 seconds to onboard guests in it and have people playing, learning the game, going inside the game, and generally 5 to 6 minutes long, they're out and the new group can just walk in.
Yeah.
We launched it at IAAPA, and it was more like in an early stage back in November. Tons of great feedback, tons of constructive feedback at the same time. And here at Amusement Expo, we're very happy and proud to bring a more elevated version for Cubix that took into account a lot of feedback and a lot of the results that we had with this attraction in some of our testing locations.
So what are some of the changes that you made between here and IAAPA? For people that didn't come to the show, what are they missing?
So first of all, it's about content. So we come to Amusement Expo launching 3 new games for this attraction. It's been a hard time developing new games for Cubix, but it's been extremely well received and everybody likes the way the direction we're headed with everything related to content. On top of that, we added some new, very unique functionalities for the unattended side. And you can see right there a kiosk, more like the backside of the kiosk, that does the entire magic with Cubix. This is where guests are able to start games by themselves by tapping or swiping or whatever payment process operators have in their center. Those gates, which right now they're open and you can't really see them, those work as a traffic control, because in many cases people get so excited about this product, they really want to see what's happening inside of it. Those work as a way for guests to either enter or exit the attraction without bothering everybody else that sits in front of the game and looking at them playing. They're very easy to work with, very easy to handle. Everything works automatic based on the tap or the swipe, including the payment process and the gates opening and closing. At the same time, whenever people go inside, they're guided by a very easy onboarding process and tutorial, let's put it like that tells them to grab a controller, choose a color, and just start the game. Once the game is done, we're just going to have to put the controllers back in, exit the attraction when the gates open, and that's it.
Yeah, I love the game mode. That like what we're seeing right now is this is a very different game. This top-down. What's this game called? And talk about this. This is really interesting.
What we're seeing right now is called Pack-a-Boom. It's our 3rd title, and right now it's still in a beta stage. It's going to be finished in a couple of weeks. But we wanted to do something truly unique and different with Cubix. We have some dark ride games as well, some kids-focused games as well. But we wanted to have something that's unique, different, that everybody can play and enjoy together. And all of us here at Innowise were big gamers, retro gamers as well. And we wanted to create something that brings the fun of Pac-Man and the fun from an older game that we used to play back in the 2000s, which is called Bomberman. Pack-a-Boom is a game that can be either co-op, that can be competitive, that can be whatever the guest wants to make of it. It's a game that's easy to play but hard to master. So everybody controls a character in that environment that they walk around with in that maze-like top-down view that you just saw. They can place bombs in the environment that can either help each other or cause problems for each other. And the goal is for everyone to connect all the points, all the treasures, just like in Pac-Man, have the biggest number of points at the end of the game. They have some kind of power-ups over the course of the game that can either help them or cause them more problems.
Yeah, cool. And it's really interesting because it's something that it's almost like a board game or like a real arcade game that you would play, a 6-player arcade game, but you're immersed in it. And it's got vibrating floor, and it's got wind effects, and it's got environmental effects. And here you're seeing the required zombie game. And so it's a true platform. It's a gaming platform, and I think these guys are just scratching the surface on what's possible with this. And that's kind of the interesting thing is when you get these new platforms, like where do you go with it? So it's really interesting, fascinating.
The sky is the limit.
The sky's the limit,
especially when you add all these enhancements, the haptic effects, the wind effects that create that take that immersion to a next level.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like VR without the glasses.
Yeah.
And you add those elements in it that make it just a lot more immersive.
Yeah, and price-wise, what should people expect to invest in this?
So this is an investment that is going to go to 66, 67, depending on some of the options that we can have with the system. But the cool thing, even for the people that are watching the live stream today that couldn't make it for the show, we'd love to have and share that show special as well, which is going to bring Cubics down to 55,000 investment for everybody watching.
Wow. All right. Well, if you want that, hit me up, send me a private message. You know how to reach me. I'll pass your information on to Stefan. Last question. What's the footprint?
13 by 13. So it's a very small footprint for a 6-player game.
6 players, 13 by 13, unattended, right? These guys are really focusing on operator efficiency and profitability. Last question, how's the traffic from the show been?
Amazing. Like one of the best shows that we had, not only at Amusement Expo, but trade shows in general. So good job to everyone that took care of this event this year. Amazing.
And I guess you'll be back next year.
Of course, all the time.
Awesome. Thank you, Stefan. Thank you. All right, so that's Cubits from InnoWise. Now I'm going to give you a sneak peek of another. We're on a really tight schedule, but I do want to give you a sneak peek of another new product that's in development for them, and it's called. This is called Arcadia. Now InnoWise is known for their 6-player Arcadia game. It's a 6-player multi kind of tethered headset. I'll call it inspired by Hollowgate, but they've shrunk it down. And they've turned it into a 2-player arcade cabinet that's totally unattended. And they're bringing some of those same games from Arcadia, which are a lot of competitive PvP games into it. And, so you could probably hook, 4 or 6 of these together and have a 6-player unattended Arcadia now that goes up against the wall. So this is a brand new product. This is the first time it's being shown to the world here at Amusement Expo. So if you didn't come, you missed out on it. And you saw how quickly those people got into it. Like you put on the headset and you select your game and boom, you're into it. And so keep an eye on the Arcadia unattended platform as we get more information and more dates and prices coming to you. So cool. All right, we're heading over to Creative Works, the 800-pound gorilla of virtual reality. And we're going to let me go ahead and give Kylie's arms a rest on the Expo Cam. And then she can look up on the map and see where we are because we're running this really lean. We got a lean team. I think this is, by the way, credit to StreamYard. This is all being done on with some Rode wireless mics and 2 iPhones and StreamYard. And we're doing this in a browser. This is all browser based, not even need an app. So I'm running this in Safari. I have no idea where I'm going. Sorry. Hyperdeck, I see it. And so we're heading over to Creative Works. Creative Works, Armando Lanuti has described them as almost like a VR incubator. They work with young companies. They help bring those products to market. They help them with, making them operator friendly and FEC friendly and hardening them and building them to make them more attractive. And then they handle sales and distribution. And so they've been a huge promoter of virtual reality, and they continue to do it. And this year, we're going to see they picked up the VARBox line, and they're the master distributor in the U.S. of VARBox. And this year, They brought it to IAPA kind of like last minute, and this year they've been working on the curb appeal of the VAR box. And I am here. Let's get Expo Cam going. Let's get Expo Cam going. Boom, add to stream. And Kylie's running Expo Cam, and I am here with Armando, the one and only Armando Lanuti. How are you, man?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing really good. It hasn't been taught. Let's start there. Amusement Expo, you've been here for years.
Yes.
How has this show compared to other amusement expos?
Yesterday was amazing. We got hit with great, just waves of people. There was a lot of interest. The industry seems very vibrant right now. Was here for education throughout the week. All of the seminars seem to have great attendance. It's just been a good week so far.
Yeah, great. How is your trend? Now, I know IAPA is a massive show, but I've heard there's been a couple of exhibitors who have said that they've actually had a better show yesterday than they had at IAPA. Just the quality of attendees plus the traffic.
I don't know if I go that far. Our booth is pretty bananas at IAPA. We might be a unicorn in that.
It's like Times Square on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. This show has been great. Yesterday exceeded our expectations.
Yeah.
So I'll put it there.
Beautiful.
They've been great. I think that they're just two different size events.
I totally agree. I was just shocked to hear it, so I'm asking if anybody else feels that way, because this is a much more intimate show.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. I mean, you just, and because the show hours aren't quite as long and it's easy for people to get out, you get a little bit more time, I think, here, which I think is a benefit, before and after show hours to get that networking and get that, intimate relationship with your operators and with your clients.
Yeah, cool. So, look, your stuff has been well documented, I think, and the thing that I see that's new here is, you've dressed up the VAR box quite a bit. Let's just kind of talk about it. Kylie's showing the marquee. Let's start there.
So, look, the VAR box units with all the revisions that we've made, working with VAR Live on that, they've been doing really good, but they jazzed them up with some LEDs and some pieces, but they still needed a little bit more presence, right? It's still easy when you look at all the other attractions around and you got marquees going up, 10, 12 feet. They just needed something else to give them that presence on a game room floor. And so we wanted to add that pop of light, give it some height. One of the really cool features about the VAR box is their app, is the integration that hooks players and gets them to come back and play more than once. And so we wanted to get that front and center on that marquee as well, so they easily have that ability to download it, get their extra skins, get their extra pieces, and really drive that repeat business.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And so the VAR box, we're launching, so just full disclosure, been working with VAR Live now for a couple of years, helping bring this product from Asia into the US. I was really impressed with what they're doing with esports and think there's a big opportunity for our industry. But there's a lot of work to do. And the first stage of that is the League of Colleagues.
We're pumped for it. Like, our own team as a manufacturer is pumped for League of Colleagues. It's an awesome, setup. It's basically training wheels for this repeat play, for the competitive opportunities that you as an operator get to do. You get your own team hyped up about it. They get more intimately, knowledgeable about the product, the games, how to play it. They're wanting to do it. And then it makes it such a natural progression for when you start hosting your own events, right? And you start building that community within your own center. So I'm super pumped for that to be starting this month as we get ready to go into April here.
So we're having onboarding calls for operators with VAR box. We had our first one a couple of weeks ago. We'll have the next one next week. We're having them twice a month. We're bringing new operators into the League of Colleagues, and we're basically teaching operators how to run asynchronous leaderboard tournaments for their employees. And the theory is the employees get in the tournaments, they get excited, they learn how to use the apps, they learn how to play the games, and then the employees become the ambassadors in the location for the customers, and the employees get the customers to download the app. And one of the statistics that emerged, and one of the nice things about online systems is you get the data,
right?
You can learn, right? And so in February, in the early testing, and this is without tournaments, players that had downloaded the app on average played 10 times in the month. And so we know that players who download the apps play more. So the key is, how do you get people to download the apps? Well, we get the employees to help the players download the apps.
And we make it easily, tie that into the marquee. It's easily accessible. It's front and center. It's all those things working together in concert.
Yeah.
That it takes VARBox from just that, arcade machine that is able to generate revenue to also be that sticky piece that can almost be a mini attraction if you run it appropriately in your venue that gets a repeat play and a reason to do it more and more and more.
Yeah, and thanks to COVID,
yeah,
we now have QR codes.
Yeah. Yeah.
The silver lining to COVID is the QR code,
Yeah.
baby.
And people just immediately know what to do with it, right?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of explanation that's needed. We went to so many restaurants when they opened up. That was their menu, right? Like, it's just very natural for people to do it. And it's also playing on the same ecosystem that your players are used to playing at home on their Xbox, on their PlayStation, on their PC, of getting new skins, getting pieces that, again, that's what drives that repeat business.
Yeah.
They want to look cool. They want to have something that stylishly shows off their achievements.
Yeah, and Ben Lee showed me the exclusive skin for the League of Colleagues the first month. So the winner every month is going to get an exclusive gun skin that they can then bring into the game, and it's going to be a one of a kind. And if you guys know anything about skins and gamers, man, exclusive one of a kind
makes a
skins
massive difference.
make a huge difference.
Yeah.
And at some point, who knows, maybe there'll be an economy and a way to trade those or even sell them like in the future. Well, no promises, but you know, you can, if you check out Call of Duty, you can see where these guys want to take it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you look at anything along those lines, and there's many ecosystems that have been shown. Like you said, Call of Duty, Apex, Overwatch, etc. They're all running that same ecosystem. It's proven. They're free to play games in those scenarios, and they're making billions of dollars because of the skin concept and the microtransactions.
Yeah, cool.
I think long term that is definitely what will eventually come to marketplace in a lot of attractions.
Yeah, cool. Well, Armando, thanks for everything you're doing for the industry, for virtual reality. It's been a challenge for these small companies, and you do a great job of just embracing them and teaching them all the things they don't know and helping them get to market. And we wouldn't be here where we are with VR without you guys. And
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, no, we're happy to be a part of it. We like to push the edge. We like to find great small footprint pieces like this too, because we know that everybody's got different size venues, and then we also have like the bigger footprint pieces like a Limitless if you want more of that mini attraction laser tag VR hybrid too, and that's been rolling out too. So come check us out if you still got some time here at the show. We'd really appreciate it.
And come to Amusement 360. When's
Amusement 360 is the 25th and 26th of April. It's in Indianapolis. We get to, we have tons of education, great keynotes, operators just like you from small, medium, and large venues sharing their stories, out there trying to help you become a better operator. And then we take you on a tour through our theme factory, right? So you get to see how the sausage is made, so to speak, and understand what all goes into making an environment amazing and immersive.
Yeah, cool. Well, good luck with that. Someday I might even get invited.
One day.
And so one day, and not Monday. And again, thanks for everything you do. We're going to come back with more, and we've got a lot more from Creative Works. I really would love to talk about Limitless VR and what they're doing and really bringing laser tag. And let's go ahead and we're going to turn off the. All right. Actually, I think I can just change. All right, there we go. Limitless VR is really exciting. It's kind of like VR and laser tag coming together with a Focus 3, and I think it's going to be super, super successful, and it's just starting to roll out. So we are at the Unis booth, and I think we're going to come up here, and we're going to be talking about Sailor's Fury. Now, Sailor's Fury was one of the surprise sleeper hits for me of Sailor's Quest VR. And Sailor's Quest VR, one of the surprise sleeper hits of the show for me. I'm going to go ahead and bring Expo Cam back on here if I can. No. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Here we go. We'll wait for Kali to get back. But Sailor's Quest VR. Hey, Steven, how you doing, man? All right, we're going to get Expo Cam going so you can see what we're talking about. There we go. We got Expo Cam back up. And I am here. Let's come over here, Steven.
Yep.
I'm here with Steven Tan from Unis.
Hey, Bob and fans. How are you doing?
And we're doing good. And so tell us about, I was just saying this was one of the surprise sleeper hits for me of IAPA. And it's, I know it's in production. I'm talking to people who are getting it now and excited about it. Tell us about Sailor's Quest VR.
Okay. Well, we did show it IAPA, as a debut product, but we've been rolling it out right now. So in even US, we've been shipping it well, and overseas especially, it's going extremely well. So since IAPA, I think we moved about 150 pieces or so and already shipping in the water. I think to me it's the first motion, real shooting VR game on a pirate and sea adventure, right? So we have a lot of motion VR that's using film, some using hand gestures and stuff like that. But a true non-attendant VR, compare, I think there's 4 or 5 in the market right now, and we're proud to introduce one that's a pure shooter.
Yeah, I will say that when I did this, and I did it with Kevin Williams, and we were, I think it felt like a theme park ride. It really did, and I know there's a lot of coaster simulators and stuff, and they are great, but I think this just had a different, almost like a different feel to it, and I don't know, I'm having a hard time putting it into words, obviously, which is why I'm stuttering, but it felt different to me, and it wasn't just, I don't think it was just the shooting, it was the big boss battle and the way you used wind effects really strategically when, like, at certain moments the wind blasts and you almost felt water even though it wasn't there. It's like the illusion of VR.
Well, I think credit needs to give to IGS. As you know, IGS is a development company, just like Raw Trails in the market. And I think two of the big giants that handle development is important. But Unis Technology Motion, we go a long way back. We have been doing motion for well over 8 years. Our motion platform from Cruising Blast to Superbike 3, Fast and Furious Motion, Ultramoto VR, as well as the Sailor Quest. We have a lot of experience already. So I think, Bob, to answer you, it's a combination of both. A good development company is needed to pair with us, and ourselves in the hardware and manufacturing side. I think that would make a good combination to bring this to market.
Yeah, cool. And price. This is another price leading product too.
Yeah.
Can you I don't. How do you talk about price of this product? Because I know you sell through distribution.
Yeah,
so.
Our distributors are marketing this in Europe and in America right now under 30,000. So I think that put us in a unique spot as well, Bob. I'm saying that in terms of non-attendant VR.
Yeah.
So attendant VR, I think is different because attendant VR, location-based entertainment is seen as an attraction.
Yeah.
But when you have a non-attendant VR, I think it's just another game. So if it's just another game, I mean, it competes in terms of price dollar. I personally feel that it shouldn't be $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 in terms of product price. So I think we're in a sweet spot.
Yeah, I just want to counter what Steven said about it's just another game. It's when you look at players, you watch players, I interview players when they come off of these things, they're just blown away. And I think one of the challenges we have now, the prices are coming down, right? We're getting down, $30,000 for a 2-player game. We're in the $15,000 range per player. It's still not cheap.
Yep.
And so it has to support a higher price point for the consumer, which this does.
Yeah.
But I want to encourage operators to think about pulling all their VR together and turning it into an attraction. You can turn 5 VR arcade games into an attraction, and have them support each other and support a higher play point and promote it that way as a little VR arcade. Is anybody doing that you're seeing,
not
around
too
the
many,
world?
Bob. And I think to quote just another game, I should rephrase that, because when you put a non-attendant VR like ours in an entertainment center, it's how much it makes a week. You know what I'm saying? And then what is the price point per station and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right. I think the industry needs more of a VR zone, even in the entertainment center, where all the VR are placed together and create a kind of zoning. I don't see a lot, Bob, right?
Yeah.
You see a lot right now in malls, but they're like VR8s and all those things that is not totally relevant. We bring the kind of package, the whole package. Which other VR companies do not.
Yeah, cool. Well, Steven, and I know you have a new headset for the Ultramoto VR. You've got the Reverb. You're using the Reverb 2 here, and you're offering that. How is that something that's being offered as a conversion for the existing Ultramoto for the people that had a challenge?
I think a lot of our customers have converted to the HP Reverb.
Okay.
Right. So Sailor Quest is now shipping with HP Reverb.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, that's it, Steven. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bob.
And how is this show? You've been coming to the show for a long time. How is this the 2023 version of Amusement Expo been?
Well, traffic is probably, I would say, up 10-15%. Which is a good sign for exhibitors like ourselves.
Yep.
Right. So I think it's been a good show.
And how are operators reacting to VR right now? Last year there was a lot of resistance. I think cable shortages and stuff. And how have operators been reacting about VR?
I think concerns traditionally a lot of VR are still in the headsets, right? Because we are actually using a consumer headset in a commercial world, right? So I also hope for a breakthrough where suppliers come out with a true blown commercial version.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna talk about that in a couple of minutes. So
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Stephen. Congratulations. It's a great product. All right. So that is Ultramoto VR, and the Expo Cam is. So this was like, I could not have paid Stephen to give me a better segue to our next booth. Is this our last booth? Okay. So. And so we're going to go, we've got 4 more booths coming. Wow, this has been a journey. And so we're going to go talk to the Arsenal. I'm going to show you what I think is the single biggest innovation in the last couple of years for the VR arcade game business. And it's something you would just walk right by, and they've got Krispy Kremes. So we're going to have Donut Cam. Let's get Donut Cam. Kylie, we need Donut Cam up here. Let's get Donut Cam going. There it is. There's the Donut Cam. There are Krispy Kreme donuts here. And hopefully Ben's got the headset and the cable somewhere. So we're going to talk about what I think is the biggest innovation we've seen in a couple of years, once again from the Arsenal. They have been working since 2017 to make VR unattended and reliable. And I'm going to move away from that game because it's really freaking loud. And I don't want to have to over-index the mic by yelling to hear myself speak. And so we all know that you heard Stephen Tan talk about cables and headset reliabilities and hoping for a breakthrough in the reliability of VR. While we're waiting for Ben to get the headset ready, Kylie's showing you Zombieland Fever, which was, the biggest hit in my account in the unattended VR in IAAPA. And the game is now out in the field. It's getting the same number of plays as Rabbids. I've got data from 8 or 9 locations now, and it is it's the number 1 played game. In every location that it's gone into on average, not everyone, some of it's been number 2, number 3, as far as VR games, not the number 1 played game. That game usually is a Pusher or Big Bass Wheel or Jurassic Park or whatever. But for arcade games, I always compare arcade games, VR arcade games to VR arcade games. And Zombieland Headshot Fever is killing it. Hey, Kylie, can we get the Expo Cam over here to show some close-ups of the headset? So we're going to be talking about the headset. So I am here with Ben Davenport, and Ben is holding the new HTC Focus 3, which they have fully armored for unattended VR cabinets. It's the headset that's been integrated into the new Monolith system that the Arsenal is bringing to market with 2 different games, Zombieland Headshot Fever, which has an integrated gun, which we'll show you in a minute, and Synth Riders, which is the follow-up to Beat Saber for music rhythm games. But the biggest innovation is a cable.
That's right.
And it's not just a cable; it's really a new distribution, power, and data system. So talk a little bit about how you've reinvented the headset cable for VR arcade games.
Well, as you know, it's the Achilles heel of VR. It's no matter what country you're in, no matter what brand you're using, and no matter whether it's attended or unattended, if you got a headset, it's getting its power and its USB data and its video data through that all-in-one cable. And it's got over 30 little wires in it. And to get 30 wires into that cable, they're so thin, they're like hair thin. And you just, after they bend a few times, they break, because that HDMI cable was designed to be plugged into a DVD player and then plugged into a TV and never move.
Yeah.
And so we kind of inherited that as a legacy piece of hardware that wasn't really designed for movement. And it's been put under this duress, and as everybody knows, it breaks every few months. And so what we've done is we've gotten rid of the HDMI cable entirely, worked with HTC over the course of last year, and have come up with a very robust solution that now uses the exact same cables that we've been using, under constant play, 1 million plays a month, all over the world, and those cables have been lasting 2 years.
Yeah, so that's the cable he's referring to uses 22 gauge wire.
That's right.
And it's basically delivers power to the Vive controllers in the Beat Saber cabinet.
Right.
And nothing takes as much abuse as a Beat Saber controller cable.
That's right. I mean, the flex tackle is right there at that thing when people just flexing. I mean, it's a very difficult problem to solve, and those cables have held up wonderfully once we nailed it. I mean, and that took some time, but right now they're lasting 2 to 3 years. Now we've taken that exact same cable, super robust, and that has replaced the HDMI cable. Took quite a bit of engineering. We had to put a full 4-layer PCB onto the headset, a 4-layer PCB onto the computer, and like you said, create a whole new data and power distribution system. But what that's resulted in now is we have a cable that we warranty, a headset cable that we warranty for 2 years. And there's nobody else in the world in the VR industry that'll do that.
Yeah.
And that's a game changer.
Yeah, and what's happening is that all of a sudden operators are hearing that that's possible. And so Ben's offering this product as an OEM headset to other manufacturers. And so Stephen Tan was just commenting before this saying, boy, we're really hoping for a commercial solution for headsets to make them more reliable. So go talk to Stephen and Eunice when we're done here.
That sounds good.
Now you're offering this cable, you're going to be building conversion kits for existing VR arcade systems and offering that headset and cable and board solution, distribution solution. Starting for VR Rabbids, that one has been developed and tested, and you're selling that now, right?
Well, and we're in discussions with LAI as well to see where that lands. If that's a solution that works, that will be available through them potentially to their customers.
Yeah.
But we're in those discussions, and that system has been developed and it is fully functional. And it's a headset. It's not. The problem has never been getting a headset to work on multiple devices. The issue has been those cables, and so it's just a matter of figuring out how to disseminate this into the industry, and whether that's through existing sales channels or outside those channels, still trying to feel that way out to figure out how we can get this solution to not just hoard it to ourselves, but make it available to relieve this pain point in the industry at large.
Yeah, and it's been the thing that slowed down the growth of VR as the standardized display technology for arcade video. And I've been predicting for years that was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to take us this long to come up with a solution, but yeah, well done to you and the team at VRarsenal for continuing to push, into what people just keep thinking are not possible. I know a lot of arcade game manufacturers of VR that basically said, operators seem willing to put up with it, and so we're just going to roll with it. And once people, it's like the 4-minute mile. Once somebody broke the 4-minute mile, about 50 people ran 4-minute miles in the next year.
Right.
But it took 100 years or 200 years to do it. And I think now that you're pushing the envelope, operators see what's possible, and they're going to demand better equipment. And the fact that you're willing to offer that to the industry is great and generous. Yeah.
Well, it is one of those things that we all just had to say, VR is the future, and VR is a pain in the butt. But if you want to be part of the future, you just got to put up with it. And that's any new technology. I mean, it goes through that curve. And then that technology ultimately needs to, mature. And people expect those headaches that were there during infancy. Just like with a child, you don't expect to be feeding that kid, spoon feeding him his entire life. You expect him to get to a point where he can feed himself. And the industry's, doing that. Those technologies come along in every single field that eventually solve the initial headaches that the first adopters got in on.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Thank you, Ben. Great work.
Thank you.
So you see Kylie there showing you the HDMI cable, which is no more. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to kick it to the curb, and we are going to go ahead and LAI, we're already there. We'll leave Expo Cam up. And so there, we're going to kick the HDMI cable to the curb. That 4-wire cable is super durable, and it's going to change the game for virtual reality for operators, which means more manufacturers are going to make VR, more operators are going to buy VR, and more distributors are going to support VR. Chris Brady, do you have time for me? I'm going to actually see if I can... Oh, Chris is filling in orders. He's so busy. He's going to take a couple of minutes, and we're just going to talk about the latest Rabbids HD update, I would imagine, and maybe Asphalt 9 VR. Let's see if I can just set that up there and snuggle up next to Chris Brady. And Chris, you're live.
Hey, Bob, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing, man?
Good. You know, it's the last day of the show. It's busy all day yesterday. Expected to be busy again today. A lot of traffic. We introduced a new game, Rick and Morty, had a tremendous response, and we just started shipping the product.
Yeah, cool.
And so very pleased. You never know because the show ties in with spring break, so everyone's busy. But and very good turnout.
Yeah, cool. So, so you launched at IAPA. You previewed Asphalt 9 Legends VR.
Correct.
I haven't. I've been so busy. I don't see it. Is it here?
No,
you didn't bring it.
No. We introduced it and showed it there, and now we've been. But it was new at that point.
Yep.
And we put it out, and we did some tweaking, saw the performance, and we're about ready to start releasing the game.
Okay, cool.
But at what we showed at IAPA was not the final product, and we'll be releasing the new product here soon.
Yeah, cool. What are some of the differences that people can look for? Can you talk about those?
Oh, it's a whole new dynamics with the VR experience. It's looking over at your driver, doing it. It's a very engaging experience.
Yeah, it's really immersive. Yeah. And what's the and let's talk. You got an HD upgrade for the for Rabbids. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the HD upgrade?
So we saw Rabbids. We saw new things that we could do it to increase the resolution. There's some new technology, certain headsets phasing out, new ones coming in, a new actuator, a whole new higher resolution experience.
Yeah, cool. And that's not available in a conversion kit at this point. No. It's only available for new units shipping from the factory, right?
Right.
Yeah,
cool. A lot of people. We've seen a lot of people who've had Rabbids 4 or 5 years. The trade them in actually to get the new Rabbids, there's a huge demand for Rabbids on the secondary market. Used Rabbids, people that
there's not a lot of used Rabbids for sale, which is a testament to the product, right?
Yeah. So the some of these customers, like for example, like Frankie's, when they saw what they could get for 5-year-old Rabbids, it became a no-brainer to just go ahead and trade them in, and the distributor who took them in quickly had them sold to the secondary market.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you for what you've done. I'm a huge fan of LAI, and I'm excited to see Asphalt Legends 9, or is Asphalt 9 Legends?
Asphalt 9 Legends.
Asphalt 9 Legends VR hitting the street soon. Manufacturers continue to push the envelope with VR. We're seeing more and more stuff coming out.
We want that bobblehead.
Yeah.
Let me just make it
for
clear.
Asphalt 9. I haven't done bobblehead for a driving game yet, so there's definitely room. So, all right, awesome. Chris, thanks so much for joining us. And we're going to move on. We're rolling. We are rolling. We got so much VR here to look at. And so the Rabbids HD comes with the Pro 2 from HTC Vive. And where are we heading now?
Triotech.
We're going to go over to Triotech, and we're going to see the Triotech Storm, which is, their entry into the kind of unattended VR simulator coaster market segment. But I'll tell you, the thing I was most excited about at IAPA, and they have here, is the Cube, which isn't VR, but it's super immersive. And Kylie's going to put the Expo Cam in there and kind of give you a sneak peek of it. How are you doing, man?
Good morning. I'm doing good. Yourself?
I'm doing all right. So tell us about.
Everyone.
So we've got Expo Cam roaming around looking. Let's talk about the Cube first, then we'll talk about the new content in the Storm. I'm here with Yannick, who's VP of Sales and Marketing.
Correct.
All right, awesome. So tell us tell us a little bit about the Cube, the newest product.
So it is brand new. So we're starting shipping this week, the Cube. So we've introduced it at IAPA. Really pleased with the excitement about the product. So starting with our success from the dark ride, we came out with a challenge in the market for people that don't have the space nor the budget for the bigger theaters. So how about creating a version that is similar but slightly different of an unattended product? And that turned out to be the Cube. So we're looking to realize the same success we had with the dark ride.
That was Chris McGrath, I think.
There
from,
you go.
Time
Chris
Zone,
was
all the way
right
from Australia at Amusement Expo. Hey, Chris, come here for a second. I want to ask you a question. So you've been coming to the show a long time. How has the show been compared to what your expectations were from Amusement Expo?
A lot more people than I thought. It's a great show. I expected to see not so many people, not so many new games. It's been great, really good.
Flying all the way from Australia for?
Yep.
All right, cool.
Yeah. We regularly come to the show, but this is great. It's good to see the business coming straight back into all go again. So.
Yeah. All right, cool. Thanks, Chris.
No worries.
All right. So how do you position the Cube? What's the elevator pitch for it?
Well, really, it's a smaller anchor attraction, but for the FECs that have a smaller footprint. So it really is a device that will create some excitement within your location.
What do you call it though?
The Cube?
Yeah, but like if you're trying to explain it to somebody who's never seen it and can't see it,
it's a 4-player ride, interactive ride.
So it's a ride. So
it's
you put it in that ride category.
It may be seen as a shooter, but it's not a shooter. Yes, it really is a ride.
Yeah,
ride
cool.
system. So you have the motion, you have the wind effect, and you have the interactivity, the competition that comes from the rides that TriaTech creates. So that's the excitement we're bringing to the market.
Yeah, cool, awesome. And so you've released some new content for the Storm.
Correct.
I know the Storm released into the teeth of the pandemic.
Yes.
Initially, which probably stalled things significantly for you guys.
A lot, like anybody on this trade show floor.
Yeah.
But we're really, really happy about the results. Really happy that the market is back to life. Creepy Castle is the new content. So for those of you who are not familiar with the Storm, yes, it's an unattended VR piece. But the beauty about it, it's a platform. It's a platform where we create content for it. We have 4 content right now, very different one to each other. Creepy Castle is a little more horror-ish to really get to those that are fans of horror attractions, and we keep on creating new content. So we have a new one coming up probably September, October.
Okay, cool.
So we're just in the final details of it. So again, it's a platform, a VR platform that will continue to fuel with more content. So the product can last 10, 15 years.
And how do you handle new content? Do you sell it as an expansion?
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Correct.
Yeah.
So there's a small fee. Creepy Castle was around $1,500.
Okay.
So
Really reasonable.
Yes, but that allows us to fuel the next content coming for the platforms.
Yeah, cool, awesome. And how do you deliver the content updates?
Right now, it's very basic. So it's a USB key.
Sneakernet.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yet.
Hey, it's reliable.
It is, and not all of the sites are unfortunately web-based or internet ready. So
and it's a one-time thing. It's not like you have to go on there every day and log in.
No.
Yeah. So
quite
cool.
easy.
Yeah, cool.
But it's manual.
Yeah, cool. Awesome.
Eventually, we'll get all in the cloud. But
Yeah.
For now, it's manual.
Yeah, awesome. Cool.
So
All right, well,
if you have a chance to experience it, feel free to come in.
I will absolutely try
All
out
right.
the new. What's it called? Sneaky Castle? Something?
Creepy Castle.
Creepy Castle.
Creepy Castle.
Creepy Castle.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll be letting you know about Creepy
Thank you
Castle
very much,
in a
Bob.
minute. Thank you
Cheers,
so much,
everyone.
Yannick. All right. So the Cube and the Storm. There's Chris Brady. It's Chris McGrath from Time Zone in the Storm, in the eye of the storm. And so that is gold. All right, so we're heading over to Sega. We're going to go talk to Marty Smith from Sega, and we're going to talk about VR Agent. Oh, what about Kong? What about Kong? They didn't reply. All right, well, let's talk about Kong since we're here anyway, right? We got to cover it. So Kong is, one of the big three as far as the Sims go. Generally, rankings in general, it's going to be Rabbids, Kong, and Storm as far as install base, popularity. And Rabbids had a big head start in the market. Kong's come back with a vengeance. Kong introduced the hand tracking. You see them waving their hands, which really kind of attracts a crowd, and they're using, I think they're using Leap Motion with their headsets, and then quickly Rabbids and implemented that, and Storm's got it. So now it's become a standard feature of these VR coasters, is create some interactivity, kind of a little bit of a gamification. But the real thing there is, you see people riding it and swatting their hands, and as a player, you kind of, as a spectator, you kind of want to see what's going on. And so Kong is become a standard in the industry. It's kind of a no-brainer if you're running an FEC. Yeah, and I was really surprised. Look, when they announced Kong, when they started showing it before the pandemic, with Rabbids being so successful, I was curious to see whether I'm going to go ahead and kill the Expo cam for a second. And so when LAI Games did Rabbids, and it was a blockbuster success, and then Raw Thrills came out with Kong, I was curious to see how that was going to play out. Would operators want to have two VR coasters in one arcade, or was going to fragment the market? If they both went into one location, would they cannibalize the revenue from each other? And and none of that has proven to be true. Like, operators, now are routinely putting in Rabbids and Kong, and some places have Rabbids and Kong and Storm and SpongeBob. And when they share the numbers with me, there doesn't seem to be cannibalization. They do really well. And so, this created this VR coaster segment where now an FEC has rides in it, and people love roller coasters. And so that whole segment is doing really well. Now, we are here at the Sega booth in front of VR Agent. Now, VR Agent, if you saw the Zombieland gun at VRarsenal, you'll notice that it was an integrated headset gun. There he is. There's Marty. Hey, Marty. So I'm good. How are you doing, man?
Fantastic. Having a great show.
Let's see if we can get that dialed in. There we go. So how has the show? You've been coming to the show for a long time.
I've probably been to this show since its existence every year.
Yeah, and so how has this one compared to other shows and your expectations?
Way ahead. I mean, it's probably the best ASI or amusement showcase that Amusement Expo that I've been to in 5 to 7 years anyway. Minimum.
Yeah. So it feels like it's back.
Oh, no question about it. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of traffic. Yesterday we had a huge traffic flow all day long. There was no lull ever.
Yeah, crazy. Awesome. So VR Agent.
Absolutely.
So you guys have now inspired a whole host of competitors with the integrated headset gun.
Yep.
I first saw it, and I told you I was a little bit dubious, and then I picked it up and I played it, and I went, oh my God, this is brilliant.
Yep.
And so what's it feel like having people now start to imitate that?
Imitation's obviously the sincerest form of flattery. We like that. One thing we love about this gun and the headset mount of the gun is we get a lot more female players. They don't want to get the hair messed up. Of course, you've got that beautiful dude too.
I know, man. I know. Let me get the. Sorry, I forgot. I got to get the Expo cam going. There we go. Expo cam is live, so Kylie can kind of show you what we're talking about. So, 2-player system. Talk about the game a little bit.
One thing that we've noticed, a lot of the VR games, not all, but a lot of them are, you ride them for 3 minutes and it's over. One thing we've done is we've taken a real hard look at the gun series that we've seen in the past has been successful, where you go deep into the game. It motivates the players, especially when you're playing two against each other. One guy's going to intermittently be done with his game before the other. It motivates him to swipe to get back in. And when that happens, the other guy's going to finish before him. So it keeps a lot of repeat play. When they go deep into this game, it's not a 3-minute game. They can play this game for 30, 45 minutes to get to the very end of the game.
Yeah.
A lot of players will do that. It spends a lot of money doing it.
Yeah, cool. And so where's it been working? And I know, the feedback's been good. People seem to like it.
Yeah, the larger FECs have really dominated the marketplace that we take up. Even some of the smaller, I've got some smaller places in Canada that have picked these up and doing really good numbers. The bigger numbers than anything else in the location.
Yeah.
So we're
cool.
very, very pleased.
Awesome. How are you guys feeling about VR? Like, is there going to be more from Sega in the VR space?
Yeah, there's some surprises we're working on. Some that will have to do with the same cabinet style. Some will be some
maybe some divergence off of them to another area, but we're definitely migrating to stay in that vein of the business for sure.
What are you hearing from distribution about VR? I'm hearing, there's a lot of with some of the cable issues that we as an industry know about and we've been fighting. What's the response from distribution to VR?
I think the apprehension that they had a year ago, I wouldn't say it's 100% gone, but we're 85, 90% there. There's a big migration from distribution to get behind and support this product now. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, great. That's good to hear. I think a lot of companies are going to be happy to hear that.
You've been a big part of that too, though. We appreciate your efforts.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. So, well, thank you for your support. It's good. Look, it's great to have the big names doing it, right? When it was all just a bunch of startup companies that nobody heard of, distribution's like, VR, and operators like, VR. But then, you guys and LAI and Eunice and
it's all about the cash box, and they're seeing that cash box really hit where they want it to.
Yeah. It's all about the cash box. Word up. All right. Even though we don't have cash boxes anymore.
Yeah, the card swipe.
Whatever. Thanks, Marty. All right, buddy. Yeah. So so that's VR Agent from Sega. And all right, Expo Cam. Are we done? That was it. That was the whirlwind tour of VR from Amusement Expo. You heard it from everybody. The show's been ridiculously busy. Yesterday, it's a 2-day trade show with 2 days of education. Oh yeah, let's sneak over. Not everybody tells me what's going on, but I still have my ways of finding out. And we're gonna sneak over to Elout. And Elout, this is the last one. Elout has been working on a game for several years now with Box Blaster. And they had a game called Gold and Mace. And Box Blaster had that in their 4-player system. And I saw that 4 years ago. I was like, guys, this needs to be an arcade cabinet. And it can be a redemption game. And so they've been working on it ever since. And they finally got a product that is close to ready for Greg Smith to write some order forms someday.
Cooney, how are you?
I'm here with Greg Smith. Greg is the inventor of the Greg Smith selling system. Greg and I go back. We met at Buzz Time in San Diego. Greg was their top sales guy.
I was a teenager at the time. Let me make that clear.
Knowing that VR, it's hard to find good salespeople. I dragged Greg screaming and kicking into the VR industry.
And I'm glad. I appreciate that. I love it.
And he works with Box Blaster, and he's been working with Elout now for a couple of years to try to bring this game into the market. And it's getting close, man.
It's here.
It's
We're
getting
taking
close.
orders.
Yeah, really. So, so talk to us about it.
Well, I think you know the popularity of the Golden Mace game, it made sense.
Oh, hold on. Let me turn on Expo Cam, Expo View. There it is. Add to stream, and there we go. We got Expo View.
Oh, nice.
How's
Really
this?
nice.
Is this
That
slick?
is awesome. That is slick. Leave it to Bob Cooney, people. Okay, so with the popularity of the Golden Mace game, and it helped us to sell a lot of the 4-player arenas because of the popularity of that game. And then, of course, we have the support games and kids games. We still have all of that. But it made sense to move such a popular game into the non-attendant because we were getting, obviously, a lot of requests for that. And it made sense for us to partner with Benchmark because they, of course, you don't really see the tickets in the games for the, that's their world. So it made sense. We wanted a redemption quality that you can either turn on or off based on what your needs are. So we partnered with them. We did manufacture one cabinet that we never did release because you may have seen it with the retractable.
system.
Yeah, and honestly, that we proved it out that it was a mechanical nightmare. So we decided to go with what made more sense, the new design of the game. It has been performing great. Dave and Buster's, I sat weekend after weekend and watched it, so I was very happy that it's ready for prime time. Like for instance here, it's been performing wonderful. Yeah. So we're finally ready to ship items.
And it's coming under the Benchmark label. Benchmark was acquired by Elout, so I'd mentioned Elout earlier. That's just correct. To be clear. Benchmark, founded by Al Kress, may he rest in peace, one of my all-time favorite industry icons. He was extremely kind and generous to me personally, and I really miss him.
Yeah,
So,
it's sick. I heard at this show 69 years ago.
in the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
like 69 years ago, he founded this company. He still went to work every day.
And,
into
and
his
it made
90s.
sense for us to partner with the Golden Mace game.
Yeah.
A lot of those reasons.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah,
So, and we're obviously looking forward to it. It set us back. I know we're not talking about pandemic. That was one thing, but the retractable, it was like our new pandemic when we were ready to go back to work.
Yeah.
So it set us back a full year cycle. Yeah. And we're happy to say that we're here now, and we have a good product.
One of the things I love about what I call the endemic manufacturers, the guys have been in this industry for 30, 40, 50, 70 years, is they understand that you don't release products until they're ready. And sometimes you'll see products show up at shows and then they disappear and then they come back, and it can be 2, 3, 4 years of testing and tweaking before they get it right, where small entrepreneurial companies don't have the luxury of that. Like, you got investor money and you got to bring that first product to market and cross your fingers. And so sometimes it takes a little longer to get them to market, but that's why distribution and operators have, they have faith and they have trust in the bigger companies. And so it's great to see another iconic arcade company like Benchmark bringing a VR product to market. It's really
that's
exciting.
why it just made sense for us to partner. There's cabinet builders all over the world, you know, but these are built right in the state of Florida. So, and we get too hands-on. We're down there. We're watching. We're developing with it. So, and I'll admit, I wanted to sell before they were willing to, but that's the Greg Smith sales plan, So, but I honestly even admitted in our pre-show meeting to these guys that, okay, I'm glad we didn't, but I'm also proud that we're ready to now.
Yeah, cool. Well, thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
Congratulations on getting this thing to market. We can't see in arcades around the world.
And it's always great to see you and of course Kylie at these events.
Hey, what was the show like? What you've been to the show now a few times. How was traffic like compared to other shows?
Traffic yesterday was outstanding. It's still early today, so everybody did the Vegas the party thing last night. It makes sense that I expect to be hit busy probably between noon and 2 today.
Yeah,
which is typical of this show. But the traffic was great yesterday.
Cool.
Good for the combination that they do for the associations and all. I think that brings a lot of eyes.
And what'd you think of the VR Summit?
Wow. I want to be Bob Cooney. How can I be Bob Cooney?
You got to let your hair grow longer.
You got to grow this. This spot back here is not gonna. So it was outstanding. I love the way you get to hear from all directions, and you drive it. You make people say stuff they're not sure they're supposed to say. I love that. That's good for all of us. I do believe that. So I was mesmerized. I was sitting at a table, and Jan, from Virtuix, had come up and sat next to me. And him and I have known each other for a while. In fact, I think you introduced us originally. And the guy was sitting right next to me for 30 minutes, and I didn't even know it. And I turned around, we both together were like, oh, hey, how you doing? We were at the table while the panel was talking and all. Anyway, it was those of us that know the word needs to get out. We appreciate that you put that together.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for participating. And
Okay,
so
guys.
that is a wrap from the 2023 VR Arcade Game Summit. Let's kill the show cam. Thank you, Kylie, for doing great work with the remote camera. We're at two camera stream. Yeah, like, if you're puking, I'm sorry. But that's it. That's a wrap. 2023 Amusement Expo International, Las Vegas. It ends today at 4:00 Pacific time. The VR Arcade Summit was a smash. This show smashed records. And I'll tell you, in the past years, like it's been a little bit slow, and coming out of the pandemic, we had a great IAPA, bounce back IAPA, and then Omicron hit. So last year's Amusement Expo was a bit slow and sleepy. But IAPA this year was fantastic, and this show just blew everyone's expectations away. So congratulations to AMOA, AAMA, Glasgow, all the team that puts this thing on. Pete Gustafson, I want to thank you for your constant support of the VR community. We're going to track you down here today somewhere and say hi. Anyway, Bob Cooney, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next week. I'll be doing a stream-a-thon for Jeremy Pond, who is going through some cancer treatment. He's got stage 4 cancer. He's going through some horrible treatments. We wish him the best. He's with COO for VR Arsenal. And so watch for the streamathon next week. You're going to be sick of me, and I'm not going away until you donate to the Jeremy Pond GoFundMe. So more to come from Bob Cooney and the team. Peace out.